What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and today I'm here to preview Vampyr. Now, Vampyr comes out on June 5th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So Vampyr is the newest game from Don't Nod Entertainment, and they are the studio that has brought us Life is Strange. Is pretty much what they're mainly known for, and that's honestly why I am most excited for this game. Even though this game, to me, resembles a lot more of Remember Me, a game that also came out several years ago, a game that I actually was very interested in playing, but never did, and it got mediocre scores. It got around normally like 5s or 6s around across the board, really, and it does resemble more of that, but what I hope to see from this game is a lot of the things that they've learned from Remember Me and the things they've learned from Life is Strange. And I think, honestly, we're going to get that. Vampyr seems like an incredibly unique and really, really cool game. It's about a character who was turned into a vampire, a doctor who was turned into a vampire during the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. So there is the flu that obviously happened. This is a different take on it, obviously. And you are basically a vampire, and you're learning how to deal with that. You're learning how to deal with people coming after you. You're learning how to deal with other vampires in general, and it's all about choice-based, and I really do like that. That's where the Life is Strange, and Remember Me had that stuff too. Remember Me had a lot of the whole memory placement, like putting things in the correct order, which I thought was obviously the unique grab of that game, but then the combat fell very, very short. For Vampyr, to be quite honest, it looks honestly the same thing. The dialogue choices, the way you explore the game, all those kind of nuances actually look really, really cool. You can't actually go into people's houses unless they invite you in. You get to choose whether or not you want to kill or turn other people into vampires. There's actually a way where you can beat the entire game without killing anybody, and that unlocks one of the 4 potential endings of the game. So there's 4 different endings. So when I think of the dialogue, and I think of the choice-based, and I think of the characters, and hopefully the story, I want to think of the strengths of Life is Strange, and then that's really what I am expecting. I'm not expecting this game to have the same high elements that Life is Strange had, but I am expecting solid to above average aspects of those. I want a really good character. I want really good choices. I want to be able to make different dialogue options, and I want to know that I have a choice in the game. The gameplay itself does look rather fun. It doesn't look bad at all, but it does look like something that could get bland and boring. Now, I really, really hope that doesn't happen. That's honestly my only and biggest concern of this game is the combat. Now, there's different combat trees. Again, you don't even have to fight anybody in this game. You can actually, when you turn people into vampires, you gain intel towards other people or towards other classes of enemies. So there's a lot of intrigue there. There's a lot of ways to approach things, and it seems like it's pretty deep. Even watching the fighting itself, biting people is actually like an attack, right? And there's different weapons, and there's pistols, and there's guns too. So it's a unique kind of looking combat. I just really, really hope it doesn't get boring. And in terms of how it looks and stuff, I actually really, really like it. It's not going to blow anybody's mind away with how good it looks, but I like this, the Spanish kind of setting. It's very, very grim, very dark, very bleak, but it looks nice. Like, I like the art style. Life is Strange was not the greatest looking game of all time. The voice wasn't even good in terms of their mouths moving. It didn't even match because they had such a low budget, and they spent it on voice actors and not really the animation part. So I'm not expecting this game to blow me away with how it looks. I don't really ever need that for any game. It just kind of helps a game for sure. A game like God of War, a game like Uncharted, a game like The Last of Us definitely gets boosted up by just how absolutely beautiful it looks, but it doesn't need that. What really needs to happen is this game needs to have a solid character, needs to have the dialogue options, needs to have the different paths, needs to make you want to go back and replay it to experience the different endings. It needs those things. It needs the combat to be at least passable, where you can play the combat and enjoy it and feel like, oh, when I'm going into a fight, I'm just not repeatedly doing the exact same thing over and over. That was definitely the problem with Remember Me. That was actually the biggest problem with Remember Me is it's very, very lackluster combat. It got very boring very, very quickly. There wasn't a lot to it. I'd like to think that these guys, are going to really elevate their game. Now, it's not the same people that worked on Life is Strange. It's the same company, Don't Nod. The people that made Life is Strange are working on Life is Strange Season 2. So I'm not expecting, it's not the same people writing this. It's not the same people making this. But as a studio, I would like to see the same quality. And this is a AAA game. Life is Strange, you can argue what kind of level of a game it was, especially when it came out, though. It was not a big a heavily publicized game. It was an episodic game. There were 5 episodes, right? That's all it was. This game is a full price $60 AAA release, and it's coming out. So the stakes are a little bit higher here. Don't Nod is obviously going to make Life is Strange Season 2. They'll probably make Life is Strange as long as Life is Strange does well and that property does well, they'll always make more seasons. But they need to also be able to prove that they can make actual big games. And Remember Me did not work, but Vampyr definitely could. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think of Vampyr? We're going to have content on the channel. I'm going to be getting it day 1. I'll be playing it. We'll be live streaming it. We'll have videos. We'll have special stuff for Vampyr, so we'll have that on the channel. But let me know what you guys think of the game in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now, for more previews like this. We do these for games, movies, and TV shows every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and we will see you on the next game preview.